back of the rim. Got it! Oh, the slam! Oh, here's a Curry way downtown. Oh, what a shot from Curry!
3 predictions for the 2023 NBA season. Just 3 of them. Pretty simple. You know what predictions means? It means you may come to this video, back to this video in 7 months, and it may look completely stupid. If it does, please feel free to laugh. I don't have a crystal ball. This is just what I think on October 1st, 2022. Number 1, Joel Embiid finally wins MVP. I think it's time. I think it is finally his year. Every single year people, well, the years that he has a case, say that he was robbed or that he was snubbed, whatever. It's just the fact that this league has a crazy amount of talent. There are multiple deserving candidates. Last year, he could have won it. Jokic did win it. Giannis could have won it. It would have been fine either way, honestly. They all had a case, but at that point, you just start separating things. I made a video halfway through the season saying why I thought Jokic was going to win it. He just scored the most points. When you think about how this award is voted on, he tallied the most points. Now, coming into the 2023 season, that means Jokic has repeated his MVP. He's got 2 of them. Giannis already has 2 of them, but since he didn't win last year, he is definitely going to be a big challenger for it. I think he's going to be there. However, it's starting to feel like all eyes are going to be on Joel Embiid because he's the one out of that group that doesn't even have one. The Sixers are primed for a run atop the Eastern Conference. Last year, I'll have you remember that Joel Embiid had the Sixers really competitive before James Harden, and that roster was not a contending roster. I would say, just on paper, this is a contending roster. A lot of it has to do with how healthy James Harden will be, if he will be closer to the Houston version of himself, or if what we saw last year is just what he is now. However, he says that he's healthy, his body will match his IQ and talents. So if that's true, the Sixers should be really good. Embiid, of course, is a superstar on both sides of the ball, so he's gonna cross that off. The team is going to probably be really good near the top of the conference, and he's the only one without one. Jokic is probably, I just don't see a way he is going to get 3 of these. The MVP race is impossible to predict. There's always a name up there that we didn't think was going to be up there throughout the season. Names that we didn't think were going to be there get to like 4th or 5th, and you don't know. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but if I were to predict today, I think he is finally going to get it. At number 2, I don't think James Wiseman is going to toil away on the Warriors. I think his role is going to matter. However, I don't think the Warriors are going to repeat. So kind of 2 there. First of all, with the Wiseman thing, the Golden State Warriors have lost a couple pieces. They lost Gary Payton. They lost Otto Porter Jr. So 2 important role-playing pieces for that team, which I think is going to matter as the season draws on. I think that as far as new dynamics added to the team, Wiseman is probably going to be the most important. Reminds me of the time the Warriors got DeMarcus Cousins, and I made a video basically talking about how they never in that era had a dominant big man presence. Now, do I think Wiseman is going to be dominant in this season? No, don't think he'll be dominant. He does add a dynamic to this team they don't necessarily have. Kevon Looney, workhorse, I think his minutes are important. Wiseman, athletic lob threat, roll threat. The guy that you will actually have to watch after he sets a screen for Steph. Kevon Looney can finish sometimes, but Wiseman is legitimately going to have to be watched out for on those rolls to the rim, and there's going to be lineups in where he's surrounded by nothing but shooters. So you add that element. Not sure what the post-up element will be like. Especially in the Golden State Warriors offense, not sure how many touches he's going to get there. The point is, though, they need very little for him. They need him to do like 2 or 3 things really, really well. And I think it's going to end up mattering. And I think it's going to be a reason Golden State is very, very good again on the front of them not repeating. This is a very, very, very tough year to repeat in. The NBA is tough right now. A lot of teams are coming back better. A lot of teams are coming back healthy. If they were to repeat this season, it would be one of the most impressive back-to-backs I think I have ever seen. Specifically because I want to rewind you to a year ago. We laugh at the predictions now, but guys did not think Golden State was a championship contender. We didn't know what Klay Thompson was going to come back looking like. We didn't know how long he was going to be out for. The Warriors roster hadn't appeared to get that much better. Guys didn't know what Gary Payton was going to bring. He barely made the roster. It was a lot of things where it's like, okay, Golden State will be better, but championship, that's a tough ask. You look back and laugh now, but before the season, it was a tough ask. They went and did that and won the championship with probably their weakest roster out of all the championship teams. To be able to repeat with that roster after it's lost in pieces would be extremely impressive. But The NBA is so tough right now, especially this Western Conference with the Clippers coming back, the Nuggets getting better, Minnesota, in my opinion, getting better. Don't know what's going on with the Lakers. It would just be really, really impressive to repeat. It'd be really, really hard to repeat. And I'm just not sure it's going to happen. If I had to guess from today, I would say the Warriors first or second seed for sure, anywhere from 1 to 3. But I don't think they're going to repeat. Be really good. I don't think they're going to repeat. And part of that reason, at number 3, I predict the Denver Nuggets to be a 60-win team. I made a barbershop talk about it. I did their season preview, but that's my prediction for this squad. I am setting my sights high for this squad because Jokic won 48 games with the roster that, in my opinion, was really not that adequate, and it definitely wasn't healthy. This year, they have made many additions to that squad. Defensively, they covered some holes some obvious holes that I think were kind of getting in the way of them contending, and they're getting guys back that was supposed to be helping them contend. 48 wins with that roster last year. Jokic showing he can play with anything. If guys just come back and play, if they don't have someone out every other night, I wholeheartedly believe this Nuggets team shouldn't do worse than 55 wins, in my opinion, but I got them as a 60-win squad. I've got them as a contending squad. I had them as a contending squad when they traded for Aaron Gordon a few years back. However, they just did not get to execute on that when Jamal Murray got injured. So all that is here now, they're right back in the contending rings, and I have extremely high hopes for this roster. I think they are going to be a legitimate test, just one of many legitimate tests for the Warriors to get back to the mountaintop, which is one of the reasons I don't think they're going to be able to repeat. It would just be extremely difficult. That is why these are called predictions. Should be called way too early predictions. These are made on October 1st, 2022. Trades are going to happen. Injuries, unfortunately, probably will happen. So many different things we can't foresee from today, but that is what I've got. So let me know your predictions in the comment sections. Do you agree with these? Why or why not? Also, be sure to hit the like button, sub, and hit the bell next to my name if you want notifications every time a new video drops. Appreciate you all watching, and I'll see you on the next one.